We're joined by Pelham Smithers, who's co-founder of Pelham Smithers Associates. Pelham, thanks for joining us today. Why would you want to buy a company who last month forecast a record 290 billion yen loss for the fiscal year? Not buy a company, buy a what? 9.9% stake. Why would you want to do that?
Because there's one lovely gem in that business, which is the 10G LCD manufacturing plant in Sakai. This is the only one of its type. It's probably going to be the only one of its type. It is the most efficient plant at making 60-inch TV screens, and as such, it could be the future of smart television.
And the future of smart television might be these advanced screen technology called IGZO. Just talk us through that for our viewers who aren't aware of all the developing technologies in flat screen televisions.
IGZO is a transparent semiconductor device. Right. So what this means is that one day you could be looking at a window, switch on a button, and suddenly it turns into television because all the transistors are transparent. And that is seen as the future of television for a variety of different reasons. It's very efficient, electricity passes very quickly through, so there's no loss of power. It's very thin, very flexible, and it leads very nicely from LCD into AMOLED.
Who is this better for, Pelham? Is this better for Foxconn, or is it better for Sharp? Is it a shrewd investment for Foxconn and a saving investment for Sharp? Some saying that Sharp couldn't survive on its own.
I think they have sold a lot of their future to survive today. This is a very, very good deal for Foxconn because it gets them firmly into the TV side of the Apple pipeline.
But Apple TV isn't even an eventuality yet, is it? So is it betting on a future?
Oh yes, this is you've just raised absolutely the key issue. It is a gamble in that regard, but if anybody knows what Apple's going to be up to in the future, it is of course Honhai, who makes or fabricates a lot of Apple products. So they've come in and they've made this decision that if it's not Apple, it's probably somebody else.
Right. 11% is the premium healthy? Good premium? What do you think?
Well, actually, it looks as if by the end of today's trading, they'll have got it about a 10% discount.
Yeah, exactly.
So on that basis, it looks a good price for Foxconn on all bases.
Collaborations are certainly happening, and for Foxconn, this is their third display-related deal in the last 3 years. Are we going to see more collaborations between technology companies in the Asia-Pacific region?
I suspect so, although this is one of the last really straightforward ones where you can see not involving a Korean company. The obvious issue here is the long-standing situation between Apple and Samsung, a sort of an arms race between those two. Apple is still highly reliant on Samsung parts, even though Samsung is obviously a major competitor to Apple. So this deal will help facilitate Apple's ability to use suppliers other than Samsung.
It seems that everything stems from Apple, Pelham, as often it does. I mean, Honhai yesterday reported record revenue, record profits for the last quarter, buoyed by sales of iPads and iPhones that surpassed expectations. Is Apple the company from whence everything else stems? Who is going to be the winner, or who are going to be the winners in the technology space in Asia? Who would you put your money on right now?
I think you've identified it. Firstly, I think Samsung remains extraordinarily competitive. The problem if you're in a supply chain company is that Samsung runs quite a tight group of suppliers, and it's quite difficult to get in. And when you are in, you always have this horrible feeling, what happens if suddenly you're out tomorrow? Apple is seen as a more straightforward customer. They're very, very price conscious, but they're also very quality conscious. If you can bring to them something which they can't get anywhere else, they're always interested. And right now, there are a lot of sort of mid-sized specialist Asian parts makers, companies like Murata, with a lot of leading-edge technology, which a company like Apple is going to be interested in. So for these companies, we may well see sort of tie-ups so that they get into a position whereby Apple views them as stable enough, strong enough to be a long-term source of supply.
Pelham, thanks for joining us today. Pelham Smithers, there, MD and co-founder of Pelham Smithers Associates.